saw this old couple get out of a van. They gazed at the ocean and they stood hand in hand. In their 50s or 60s, you could not be sure. They were driving the highway down to Big Sur. Her hair was tied back in a long silver braid. On her shoulders the shawl her best friend once made. His hair it was thin and his beard it was gray. Still he feels like a kid in most every way. Lovely old hippies, still dreaming free. I follow them down the path to the sea. Lovely old hippies, don't fade away. Help me remember my younger days. After a childhood of communist fear and TV, cowboys and cruise ship and leave it to Beaver, laughing like hell with his friends getting high. It was all so insane, no one could deny. The philosophy majors, they were starting a band, hitchhiking round, getting close to the land, staying out of the draft, stepping into the wind. There was always a journey about to begin. And she was a young girl, so pretty and free, a real flower child. She was something to see. She was naked as nature and warm like the sun. Her skin it was gold and her eyes full of fun. And she lived her life like a work of art. Her movements reflected the love in her heart. She was humble and confident into the flow. She knew how to say yes. She knew when to say no. Are you pretty young hippies? How will you survive this crazy world? It's gonna eat you alive. Are you pretty young hippies? Just wait and see. Someday you'll find love's never free. And they listened to the Beatles and the Boys from the Beach, the Incredible String Band and Donovan Leitch. There were spoonfuls of love, there were zeppelins of lead, Bob Dylan, the Doors, the Kinks, and the Dead. Buffy St. Marie, Claude Debussy and Ravel, Judy Collins was singing, Leonard Cohen and Jacques Brel, Vashti Bunyan, Joan Baez, Joni Mitchell, the band, moon dancing the October skies to the van. And they read Hermann Hesse and Khalil Gibran, Kerouac, Castaneda's Don Juan. They read Yogananda, they read Be Here Now, the Bhagavad Gita, I Ching, and the Tao. And Alicia Bay Laurel and Omar Khayyam, Emerson Thoreau and Tolkien, and then the long-haired Christ with the gospel of love, his spiritual vibe did the times like a glove. Oh, you know it all, hippies. Don't be naive. This world doesn't care what you believe. Oh, you know it all, hippies. This is the deal. Someday you're gonna have to get real. Political issues were always complex. They were talking about race, they were talking about sex, about social injustice, pollution and more. But mostly they were talking about the Vietnam War. And as their awareness began to increase, they were drawn to ideals, a tradition of peace, of Gandhi and Christ and Martin Luther King. Lenin's "Give Peace a Chance" was the anthem they could sing. Well, the decades rolled by and the century turned. There were lessons forgotten, there were lessons unlearned, and the masters of war were back in command, waving the flag in their iron-fisted hands, fanning the flames of fear and of greed, blind to the suffering, blind to the need. What madness possesses their collective mind? Do they think of the world they're leaving behind? Are you tired, old hippies? What can you say? Just light up some incense, make it all go away. Are you tired, old hippies? Now what made you think this crazy world wouldn't drive you to drink? Well, he still plays guitar and he still loves the blues. His old hiking boots are his favorite shoes, and he likes to go driving away from the town, get out on a trail and go rambling around. Well, he walks through the mountains, he walks by the seas, he loses himself in the afternoon breeze. He sits in the silence and closes his eyes and waits for the stars to appear in the skies. And she still has her lace and her calico, her beads and her sandals, and wouldn't you know, a dab of patchouli on fine summer days, a dreamy expression, it crosses her face. And she places a flower behind her left ear with a sideways glance as she passes the mirror. She smiles a smile, gentle and serene. It's all just as good as it ever has been. Lovely old hippies, still dreaming